We are 3 workout partners, drank enthusiasts, bullshit talkers, and soul sisters.
Yes, queen. Our goal in life, world domination.
Duh.
But for now, we'll spend our time with you, laughing and encouraging. We want to lift people up and hopefully motivate you to get your ass to the gym.
We aren't PC, no holds barred. We also aren't professionals. We talk about everything, everyone, and shit, sometimes nothing at all.
This is our real life.
Can you keep up? I keep going up and down 2 pounds, and I've been intermittently fasting, and it's not working well for me.
I had an okay month. I wanted it to be better.
That's good. One of us needed
I had an okay month, and like I said, I wanted it to be better, but I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth because it was a pretty good month for me.
Gift horse.
Dick horse.
Dick horse. A dick horse in the mouth.
What is
that? Would be bad.
What is the origin of the gift horse?
It's got to be old.
I'm gonna look it up. You know what the rule of thumb is? You ever heard people say that's the rule of thumb?
It's got to be as big as your thumb.
That's the size of the stick you could hit your wife with. Can't be any bigger than the girth of your thumb.
Well, that's no good.
She wants to hit her wife with a thicker stick. That's why you need to look this shit up, because you can't say stuff like that and not know. Gift horse might be something really bad.
I think it's racist.
Right. You can't say it.
A black horse.
Oh.
With a big dick.
This is true. Some of those old sayings. I mean, you even go into like Indian giver and all that stuff. You can't say that anymore.
You can't even sit Indian style anymore.
Indian style?
Cross-legged.
Oh, sit Indian
Crisscross
style.
applesauce.
Indian. What do we call that?
Crisscross
applesauce.
No, but what do we call when we sitting in Indian?
Indian style.
Oh, we did call that?
Yeah, we did for a long time.
For a long time.
And I'm Indian. I can say it.
You are.
That 0.02%.
Don't look a gift
2%.
horse in the mouth means that you shouldn't criticize a gift even if you don't like it very much. A gift horse, in other words, is a gift. This doesn't make sense. The idiom itself probably stems from the practice of determining a horse's age from looking at its teeth.
Oh, okay.
Really? That made sense to you? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Ain't no sense to me.
Well, the teeth part didn't, but the beginning part made sense. Don't.
Yes, but then the horse part doesn't make sense.
But yeah, the rest of that
doesn't make any sense. That's lame.
Okay.
I think that was because Santa brought gifts on a horse, not a reindeer. And don't look at Santa wrong. Okay?
Determine a horse's age from looking at its teeth. It would be rude to receive a horse for your birthday and immediately examine its mouth in front of the person who gave it to you as if you were trying to figure out the value of your gift.
Now that makes sense.
I didn't have that second sentence in my first attempt to explain this.
That makes much more sense.
So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Like, actually.
That's where the teeth part comes.
Yes.
So you're judging
because
how
you want to
good
know that you got a nice
is.
young horse.
You're like, this is a shitty old horse.
I want a yearling, not a ancient.
It takes us a while, but we get to
No,
that.
she read it wrong. We would have got that.
Yeah, I would have gotten it the first time. I just
Child ain't got no daggone sense.
No daggone sense.
No daggone sense.
Okay, so the gift horse is the weight loss that you had this month. We're going to put it on our calendar.
Yep.
That we post every month, and we're honest about it because this is real life.
Real life.
And weight doesn't come off. But you know what? If you think about it, if you take 2 pounds off a month the whole year, that's nearly 30 pounds.
It's 24
It's
to
24.
be exact.
That's not nearly.
It's 24.
It's nearly 25.
It's just over 20.
But how, I mean,
even if you round, you're not up to 30.
It's still good, right?
No, it's still good.
So I really want 4 pounds a month, and it's not happening. So whatever.
I'm looking back. Yeah, I'm like at 2 pounds. I'd really like to get on the scale tomorrow and get an extra one, but I won't look a gift horse in the mouth.
It's still going down.
It's still going down, and 2 pounds
It's 2
A
pounds.
pound
Here
is
is
2
milk.
pounds.
And you were
He's 30
sick.
pounds.
You were really sick.
Oh,
in the
that's
middle
why
of
she
that.
should have lost more. What the hell she
Exactly.
done this week?
But we made her eat instead of intermittent fast.
No, she barely ate anything.
No.
Don't listen to that bitch.
I need to up, and I need to up my cardio. I need to up my cardio.
Yeah, I agree.
And you know what else sucked for me this month? Water.
Oh, me too.
Because you guys aren't using my water app.
Because your water app sucks.
Switch to a different one like I did the day after we had that one. I get my water in, but my scalp's been a little dry. I said to my hairstylist, like, what the freak, man?
You're like, I'm
I
drinking all
get
this water.
bare minimum of 61 ounces a day.
You
Most
need
days 84.
to slather that scalp with coconut oil, like I do for my daughter. Sit in it and then wash it out.
I've done that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's an awful noise.
It really is. Hate you. Hey,
That's a little bit aggressive.
do you guys remember my icons?
No.
We do.
Tell us
Yeah.
about them.
So anyway,
I'm
so
sorry. Tell us about
What?
it.
and no, I'm not gonna go back into it, but why we need our icons is because of our little.
No, we
ladder.
don't. You do. We don't
So
wear
does Lisa.
icons.
She don't have icons, but she needs them.
I mostly need them for podcasting.
This
You
is
need
true.
them for life, bitch.
Mostly podcasting.
And
Though.
laughter.
All right. What's your point, though?
But I
Remind people just what
so
our
my
icons.
icons are underwear that basically soak up your little pee-pee when you have little moments in life where you have incontinence.
Where you laugh or you sneeze. Or
And
you-
mostly it's
or you
women who've
breathe.
had kids.
She was trying to be cute, and then she was like, incontinence.
Incontinence. Anyway, so if you go back to some of our early episodes, we talked about these icon underwear. But and really the only way to solve this incontinence is to go and have surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So I came across this new treatment.
A Jamu stick?
It's not a Jamu stick, but I was thinking about that last week when we were talking about
You're
that.
like, that might be the answer
It's
to my
called
incontinence.
Emsella. It's
Oh.
non-invasive and non-surgical, no downtime.
I've seen a commercial for that.
On your Facebook,
Remain
Coke.
fully clothed.
No, on real commercials.
Yeah, I bet you have. It's new.
Fully clothed.
Fully clothed.
How do they get to your vagina?
FDA approved to treat urinary incontinence. 95% of patients experience noticeable improvement after one treatment.
What's the treatment?
It's electromagnetic waves. So basically, in a
Why don't you just stand next to your microwave and
Oh,
turn it
you
on?
stupid.
So for 30 minutes, you sit there and they do whatever they do with electromagnetic waves. You should have about a series of 6 of them. It costs, I think they said,
$4 bajillion.
$1,800 to $2,500. But what it says, so yeah, it's electromagnetic energy penetrates the targeted tissues of the pelvic floor and stimulates the muscles,
Penetrate.
building up muscle strength and restoring the support of the pelvic organs.
And it gives you cervical cancer.
So
I was gonna say,
might,
right?
It might.
They tell you not to
But-
stand next to the microwave when
This
it's
is true,
cooking,
but this
but
is
now
a
they're
microwave.
taking the...
This isn't microwavable. It's electromagnetic, not microwavable.
So shove a magnet up your
Right.
hoo-ha.
I think that's good.
And
Let's
then
do
hold
that.
the other side of it outside.
But it says in doing so, the pelvic floor muscles are strengthened and improved dramatically. The vaginal. Thank you.
Wow.
Vaginal.
The vaginal walls are tightened. Urinary urge.
Are you going to try
incontinence.
it?
I think I might.
No,
Ma'am,
please
just
don't.
buy a Jumanji.
But listen,
Jumanji
it says
stick.
it's so powerful that during a 30-minute treatment, Emsella will induce 11,200 contractions, which is equivalent of it performing 11,200 Kegel exercises.
Your vagina's going to hurt for days.
I say just grab yourself a Jumanji stick.
Look, it says, backed by science.
Think about your abs right now. They don't feel good, right?
No.
We did 40 repetitions of a Russian twist. Your
But we also
vagina is
did-
going to do a 30,000 repetitions of Kegels, and you're not going to be able to pee.
Sidebar. Let's get to the nitty gritty of all this.
Mm-hmm.
Why you need your vagina tight? What you doing?
No,
I just
she's
don't wanna
trying not
pee
to
my
pee her
pants.
pants.
Oh, I forgot. This
I-
conversation.
Although it does say if
started
people
so
want
long
to
ago.
I would
improve
feel
their sexual pleasure. that it would
That's
help.
what the real deal is.
I would feel bad putting Icon out of business.
Ay, Dios mío. Everybody can't wear them, ma'am. I mean, pay for this surgery.
Truth.
You, young lady, the truth just came out. It's she wants tighter cooch.
Can we find a doctor
And it's
that
not
will...
covered by insurance at this time.
Shocker.
I found a doctor.
Can you say that we'll do it on the podcast if he does it for free?
It's a she, but I'll ask
Can
her.
you ask
Because
it?
it's actually a dermatologist.
Oh, hell no.
Well, they don't have to
I
stick
want
anything
a
up your
urologist doing this. Because if she messes up your shit
There's
down
only
there,
a few
she
places.
can only take care of acne. She can't take
If you
care
get some
of...
pimples on your
Maybe she
hoo-ha,
knows what the Java stick is.
I would guess.
No, there's no reason a dermatologist should be doing this. This stinks of Jamu stick. You need a urologist.
I'm gonna go to this person for something else anyway. But I was gonna
Wait,
for her
she's
acne.
gonna go and be like, I'm having acne on
I
my
have some
chin.
acne.
Also, can you tighten my
but I want to
vaginal walls?
ask her. I just want information. I just
Can
want to
you
see what she says.
Record her for content.
I can ask her.
This is going to go on my
This is in
podcast. We are
when do I
world
go? In
famous.
2 weeks.
You can
3
say
weeks.
world famous.
3 weeks ago.
We have people listening around the world,
Well, these
right?
Yep.
It's
Who's
me.
beeping?
Anyway, I thought that was interesting, and it kind of went in.
It goes in something.
It goes in something. Anyway,
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
So, what are we drinking on today, girls? Let's get to the nitty gritty.
Blue Moon. I love Blue Moon.
I do too.
You
I
saw
love
me
a good
standing alone.
This is a mango wheat.
without a gleam in my
Is this a
heart.
seasonal?
It must
Brewers,
be.
It's called Brewers Select.
Without a love of my
And it is
own.
crafted with ripe mango.
Not unripe.
That's why I can taste the mango. If
It
they
is
were unripened mangoes, I
And
wouldn't
golden.
taste it.
So my question is, you typically have a Blue Moon with a slice of orange. Would you put a slice of orange in this?
No,
No,
you
I
put
put
a
a
slice of
mango.
mango.
We did not.
We should have thought
but
of
we
that.
should have.
Delicious.
It is delicious.
It's really
It is.
good.
It is. It really actually, and I don't drink beer.
You don't drink beer.
It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
You went back for more. I mean,
I don't
There
think
it is.
I don't think that I could drink a whole beer because I just don't like that. It makes you feel so full, but it's
A beer,
really good.
just
Yeah, it's just
period,
heavy,
yeah.
and that's a wheat and wheat.
Wheat. That is good.
But it's delicious. I
Thanks,
enjoy
Blue
it.
Moon. Is this our first Blue Moon?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. We like ya, Blue Moon.
We mostly stick to ciders since I'm such a
Well,
wuss.
and we also stick to a lot of local stuff.
Yeah. But you know what? They ain't doing us nothing.
Blue Moon ain't gonna do you nothing either, but it's okay.
That's
True,
okay.
but
But
yeah.
Blue Moon's probably one of my favorite beers.
Yeah.
When I go out, I usually get a Blue
Blue
Moon.
Moon? I could order half of
Or-
one of those.
Because you know what you're going to get. You know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got
All
you.
right. Thanks, Blue Moon. Delish.
Delish.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk
Wad
How about
of
let's talk
the
about
week.
the Maui.
Mama, wow.
There
she
it
is. She's gone. This week we conquered a beast. This actually was exhausting. I can't even pretend to say that this wasn't exhausting. It was. We did 500-meter row, 50 squats. Then 400-meter row, 40 sit-ups. Then 300-meter row, 30 push-ups. 200-meter row, 20 lunges. 100-meter row, which pretty much took 8 days. And 10 walkouts, which suck balls. Took
Yeah.
us 15 minutes to do this.
And the WOD was supposed to be 10 burpees.
And I
So-
would have killed you.
I know.
10 walkouts
We
is
wouldn't
not better
you wouldn't
than
have made it.
10 walkouts is not better than 10 burpees. They're the same.
Burkies?
Burpees?
Yeah, burpees. I don't like either one of them at all. They suck
Burpees
balls.
or burpees. No, anything where we have to use our legs and our arms at the same time. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
We're just not that coordinated and we're not that cool. But this WOD was an ass kicker, girls. I gotta say.
Yeah.
The legs hurt for days.
But you know what I love about our WODs is that we get a good ass kicking in 15 minutes. Like, we are 3 hardworking women and we ain't got no time for 3 hours in the gym. We got 15 minutes, we do it, and we done.
Well, there's that.
You ain't got nothing to say about that?
No, I have to say, ding ding. It was a decent WOD. I think we gotta try it again. Take the walkouts out. Let's do 10 seconds of plank.
10 seconds.
What did you
Fine,
say?
we'll do 1 minute plank. 1 minute plank instead of the walkouts, and I'm in.
Okay, we had struggled with the planks.
We
this
did.
week, too.
We did 1 minute.
And then the next one we were like, can't do it.
Let's do 45 seconds.
45 seconds.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That was a good WOD
Yeah.
overall. Yep.
Sweaty, 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 Betty.
We were sweaty in our
In our places.
we needed
In
a
our
Jamu
places?
stick.
In our Jamu stick?
No.
Our trainer stalker was definitely checking us out on this wad. Was a bit much.
We need to mention very briefly that the actions of people in our gym have gotten weirder
And weirder.
We found a man the other day practicing his Dancing for the Stars audition.
Oh yeah, you didn't tell me about this yet. I wasn't here this day, so tell me what this was
So
about.
Kim and I were facing each other.
Which floor are we on?
On the third floor.
Third
On the
floor.
CrossFit floor. Oh, your air is back on.
You guys are hot today. That's why.
No. We were facing each other doing abs, so Kim couldn't see what was happening behind her. But what was happening behind her is this man in headphones, kind of like what we're wearing right now, dancing salsa, merengue by himself in the mirror. Not a young guy. He was what? He was
Maybe 40.
our age, in his 40s.
That's not our guy. Wasn't there?
Sorry,
So it was your age.
your age, my age.
Your age.
He was wearing tight-ish clothing.
Have we seen him before?
Short. I think so. I think we've seen him before.
Rarely,
But not
we've
dancing.
seen him. Not dancing
Full
like
out
this.
dancing. How did you
Like
guys not get
full
video?
out
Because it was
dancing.
gonna
And he
be-
caught us looking.
Yeah.
Everybody.
No, nobody else was looking
No,
at him.
because we
How?
Kim turned around.
Because I had to turn around to look at him, so it was obvious I was looking at him.
Full on. So he would dance. He would do his 30 seconds of cha-cha, and then he would deadlift.
Shut the front
And then
door.
he
And
would-
you didn't record this? This is record.
Well, we were recording us.
I would have said, sir, I got to record this. Because we need to do this later. We're just recording it so we can remember what you're doing.
Did he not give a shit who was in?
Of
it
course
was a
not.
Full gym. It was a full gym. There were lots of people there.
And nobody gave a shit.
We did.
Except for us.
Somebody else must have. They just don't have other people to look at. and
Maybe
be
he's
like,
done it before and we just never caught him.
Don't you
We never saw him.
think that that's kind of cool that he just was doing what he was doing and he didn't care what anybody else thought?
I mean, okay.
I do. Like I scream obscenities and I don't give a fuck
Right.
because that's what I got to do. But he was.
He
He was in his own world.
And he wasn't bad. I mean, like he had the moves
Was he
down.
a Spanish guy?
No,
No.
very white.
Very, very white.
Very white.
Shut the front door. How did I miss this?
He's like your typical 1950s mailman. White.
1950s
Just
mailman?
imagine the guy. Okay, milkman. Just imagine the guy that delivers milk to your front door, or like.
What made you think of that?
Because he's just a white dude.
And
Like you know how
it's
my
skinny, like
my ancestry said 100% Eastern European
Yeah.
Jew. His said 100% white dude. Nothing.
No,
No.
I agree,
Nothing.
yeah.
But he had rhythm. A little bit.
He had white man cha-cha
he was
rhythm.
good for what he was doing.
I'm so disappointed in you two.
He was
for not-
better than either of us
I
would have
couldn't
been.
believe what I was seeing.
Wow.
So yeah, then our gymnast lady returned, and Kim finally got to see her
I
on the
did.
balance beam.
She was there a lot this week then, because
Yeah.
we had already seen
No,
her.
that's when we were talking about. Is when
We actually did get a
We saw
video of
with you.
that though, when we were in the
she's
studio.
referencing when we were with you.
Oh, same day.
Yeah,
Same day,
That's
same
when
day.
Kim got to see her.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw her down on the
Yes.
floor below doing
Yes.
the trapeze stuff.
Sure,
but,
sure.
Yeah,
But she had not seen her on the balance beam.
and that was good
And the
stuff.
balance beam is
the
the row
rower.
machine. She simply moves the chair and she uses it as a balance beam. She is one special lady.
You know what we should say? Instead of using the rower, we should just call it the balance beam.
We should.
We do a 500-meter balance beam.
I don't think that's going to quite work, but yeah.
So yeah, that's our WOD, and that's our experience at our gym.
Yeah.
It's never dull.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I
There's always someone.
cannot believe
Even
I
if
missed
it's
this guy.
even if it's like the Speedy Sprint man who does all those sprints. I love him. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The
yellow-
NFL guy.
The NFL guy. Oh, I love to watch him.
I think that's why you're getting your Jamu done.
That might be my
Uh-huh.
guilty pleasure.
I think it is, old chocolate stick.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I agree.
Anyways.
Okay, well.
Anyways or anyway.
You know, depends on which direction you're going in.
Anywho.
Anyhow.
Better.
Anywhere.
Okay.
All right. So that's it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, that's our wowie.
I love when she does that.
Yeah, no, because you wanted to change it. If you just let me keep it at wowie, we would have stayed. But you wanted a new
I don't
song
think
every
that's
week.
true.
I'm pretty sure it's the complete opposite. I'm sure you wanted to change it.
I didn't want to change the Mawowie
That's-
song. You put the pressure on me to change the Mawowie song every week
No,
to
you
a new
never
song.
remembered it. So you would sing different songs.
It was a slight variation. It was the remix, but you were like, new song.
Wiki, wiki, wiki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wowie. Done.
Tell us what our fave thing is this week, TT.
Well, our fave thing is totes our fave thing.
Totes.
We've got a new
swag.
Yes, our swag is here.
We got swag.
Our store will be open, and we've got some cute items in there for you. And our favorite item is our Deadlifts and Drinks t-shirt. So head over to our website, which is deadliftsanddrinks.com, and check out our store. Of course, we will post a link and everything, but we've got our cute magnets.
Which Trisha has lost off of her car.
Yep.
I didn't lose it. The car wash guy, he probably stole it for himself.
Well, I hope so. Maybe he's
Wearing
showing his friends.
The car wash in Germantown that I love my car.
I love that one.
Is that where you were?
No, I was at this one over here.
Because they have a door full of magnets.
Oh, that makes
came
sense.
off of people's cars.
There's like 15 Clarksburg baseballs.
I wonder
That's
if
funny.
it's... That'd be awesome if it's
Check.
here at ours.
Check. I would just like to give them one.
No, I want to keep it there. Yeah, give it to them. Yes,
so
give
that
it to
when
them.
people drive in, they're like, oh.
Yeah,
that's
go
Deadlifts
give them
and
one.
Drinks.
That'd be great.
So, yeah.
So anyway, we've got some swag up, guys, and we'll be bringing you some more. But for now, we're starting off with our magnet and a couple t-shirts, and hopefully you'll like it and order, and, we're going to start a revolution.
Tell us what you want. Where would you like to see Deadlifts and Drinks? On shorts?
Hello.
On a headband?
A headband.
Like a
what
sweatband.
What kind of swag would you like?
Underwear.
Like
Like
Ellen? Ellen's underwear?
Ellen show. Uh-huh.
Oh, I like
We
it.
should send some to Ellen.
First, we
See
got
if she wears it.
Yeah.
She won't wear it.
She needs to wear it. I mean, we're friends.
She didn't even like our elf video, which is bullshit, because that was the
I just went
best
back
we
and
put
rewatched that.
out.
We were funny.
Yeah, we are funny.
And it's okay.
When
If
are
nobody
we-
else thinks so.
When do you
we
want to
think so.
do that other thing you were talking about? It's not today.
What other thing?
The thing.
Seriously?
I can't
She doesn't
remember. Oh, our video.
Wasn't it yesterday?
I
That
think
you
so.
brought up?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I thought you were talking about that triangle dance.
Oh, we have to try that.
I know. I said that weeks ago, so I thought you were talking
Shit.
about that.
When are we gonna do that?
We need a
We're gonna do
videographer.
Day of videos.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, our favorite thing is our
Swag.
selves.
Toast to that.
But head over to our store. We've got men's sizes for you. What's our boy's name? Hardy Fella. Hardy Fella?
Reggie White.
What?
The hardy fella.
Oh,
Fella.
Ay, Dios mío, cabrón. Who the hell is
The-
Reggie White?
The football player we were talking about last
Last week.
episode. Last week. She remembered.
Really, Queen? Wow. Something wrong with
all
you.
right. The_Hardy_Fellow_.
You
Yeah.
can order yourself a t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to talk about my favorite thing or not?
If you have one, hell yeah, we want to hear
Bring
it.
Okay,
it, Lisa.
So what I've learned, well, I've worn my Fitbit for years, probably 5-6 years. But recently they've updated all their technology and now you can track a whole lot of things. So within the past year, my Fitbit, which is my favorite thing for this week, has now tracked my heart rate, which I like.
I thought you always
You
had that.
check that
And
every
I
time
check
we
it
work
a lot.
out.
And you know what's really interesting? So since we've started our real weight loss journey on January 1st, because we were on a weight gain journey from Halloween
it was all muscle.
through
It was all muscle.
all muscle. We were on a weight gain journey, but January 1st, we all switched our mindsets and we've been like really trying. And I noticed within that first month and a half, my period was like non-existent. It
It's like,
wasn't
who
coming.
are
It
you?
was like,
You're
what
like
is
a
happening?
gymnast.
Yeah, what's going on? And I track my period now in my
Fitbit?
Fitbit app. But in addition, I can always tell when I'm going to get my period because my resting heart rate spikes. It just
Did you
keeps
know
going
that,
up.
or did you just
I've
notice
been
that?
noticing it.
Okay.
It just kind of goes up, 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 and then when I get it, it drops. So
Very
I'm like,
interesting.
oh, it's going up. It's going up. Something must be happening because I wasn't supposed to get my period.
Yeah, it came
Yeah.
early.
And
That's
then
what
it
you
came
said.
and I was like, but my heart rate's going up, so maybe it's happening. So I've really enjoyed it. I also have been tracking my weight, and it's just kind of cool to see trends. Like you can see, it makes you just feel good.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
there's a
it's going
line.
down.
And so I also really, when I was without my Fitbit, in between Fitbits for a couple weeks, I just had no clue how much activity I was or I wasn't doing. So I think it's good to just know
Keeps
that,
you honest.
Some of the days where I'm not getting as much activity or just really
That's nice. I
appreciate
used to
it.
have Fitbit years ago, and I stopped wearing it just because the
I did
only
too.
thing it really did for me was count my steps.
Yeah.
And
But we had them before they got super.
They-
Like,
yes,
now
we
I can
did.
Cool.
see-
and my sleep cycle, which it really didn't.
I never even kept mine on for
Yeah.
that.
Like, you can see at noon where my heart rate was
Mhm.
on our Friday workout, and then Friday softball practice.
Yep.
You can see it
Mhm.
goes up. So it also tells you with your heart rate, like what your fitness level should be. And mine is good to very good, which makes me feel good. But I feel like for all the work we do, it should be very good to like. But you know, I'm not
Excellent.
a distance runner, so I don't know. I like the feedback. That's my
Cool. I like
favorite
that.
thing. Get
I
something
like all that new information.
tracks, and you can also. I also like my community. I can see where I am in steps with people that I know.
Now, are you competitive with
I
them?
am a little competitive because I like my cousin. My cousin is always well. She's a school teacher, so she's chasing after little kids. But then she's always walking her dogs. But I have dogs, so mine should be higher. So I always feel like I can do a little bit more. But
Good.
yeah,
I like
that's
that.
good.
Totes.
Find yourself something that
Good
works
stuff.
for you.
I dig
your
it.
shit.
I know my son wants one. I think because your son has one. Does he?
Had one.
Had one.
But now he's got the Gizmo, the Verizon watch,
Oh,
which
right,
also
right.
counts steps.
Okay.
So that's good. So at the end of the day, I get an alert of what activity my children have done for the day. Yesterday, one of my
Children?
children, I was trying to figure out what the right word was. One of my children did 10,000 steps. The other one did 4,000. I was like, how's that even possible?
Let me guess who did that.
Yeah, but they didn't have the watch on the whole day.
Oh,
so that was
okay.
part of the problem. But
That
yeah, it's
makes
good
sense.
feedback for them too.
Definitely.
Well, all right,
All
Fitbit,
right.
we're digging what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like your strads.
Yeah.
And I think Kim and I are going to have to join the revolution with that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about going and purchasing a new one.
Just pick me up one when you go.
I got it.
I'd
I
like
got
a,
you, babe. What color?
I don't know, maybe gold.
Gold. You got it.
Not yellow, gold.
I know what you're talking
That'd
about.
be
Full
yellow.
14
really,
karat gold.
yeah, full.
Gotcha.
Actually, white gold. White gold.
Why's it got to
Oh.
be white gold?
Right.
I happen to look better in white gold than gold. Although my complexion works with anything. All right, girls, let's dive into this week's topic.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
What would you tell little KK and little BL and little TT, even though you didn't write TT up there?
That's how I roll.
So basically, what would we tell our younger selves?
Yeah. What would you tell your
What are
younger
we?
self?
How far back are we going?
Well, I don't know. Depends on you. Like, what would you tell? All right, here. What would you tell a 20-year-old you? Like, just getting out there. Maybe you're still in college. What would you tell that 20-year-old you?
There ain't no rush.
You were rushing things?
Yeah. So I feel like when I graduated college, I needed to know my life and not relationships, career. I needed to know that year, like what my career was going to be.
Yeah.
And looking back, dear Lord, I could have taken an internship for a year.
Mhm.
I could have gone, and a lot of my friends did graduate assistantships where
Yeah.
they went to a school like California and they worked with a team
Yeah.
and then studied something else. And I'm not saying that that's what I would have done, but I could have done anything. I could have taken a year off and just worked.
And what did you do?
I went right into my master's.
Well, that's normal
And it's
too,
totally
but-
normal, but it was like, in my mind, I couldn't get a job until I was done with that. And now, looking back, I did. I got a great job, and I now am in the career that I am in now because of the master's that I got.
Mhm.
But it could have waited.
Yeah.
It didn't
Could have
have
lived
to
a
be
little
then.
bit more.
I got shingles because I stressed myself out so much. I was studying for my athletic training certification, and I got so sick, and I got this really rare, random rash on the back of my leg, and it was itchy, and no one could figure out until I went to a dermatologist, and it was like, you got shingles, girl.
You know you're going to have that for the rest of your life. It could come back.
Calm
Well,
the fuck
once,
down.
once you have chickenpox, you have that virus
Yeah.
in your system.
Yeah.
I just need to. There's no rush. Careers are gonna be there. Your mind is gonna change. I could have waited tables on an island for a year.
I think
You didn't live a little bit,
I
basically.
didn't live a
I
little
think we
bit.
do our kids a disservice by making them feel like they have to know what they're going to do for the rest of their lives when they're 18 years old. I think that's a horrible disservice to them, because for me, I went to college and did the thing that I thought I was interested in, and the things that I do, and I was interested in it, but it wasn't until I got out into the work world that I'm like, what are all these jobs?
Yeah.
Who knew
Yes.
that this existed
Yes.
as a job? And who knew that I would be good at it, or I would be interested in it? And I always tell people who I'm interviewing, because I interview a lot of kids who are just coming out of college, I'm like, just get out there and see what's out there.
Yeah.
Don't have your career defined.
Pigeonholed, yeah.
Because there are so many different opportunities out there that you never even knew existed. And don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to change paths. I came out into the sciences, and I was into research and science and biochem and all that. And then all of a sudden, I met someone in my life who, she was a process engineer, and I idolized her. And
What is a process engineer?
a process engineer is a person who works on how things are made and the processes to make different things. So so they will go in and analyze whether there are better ways or alternate ways to make things that are more effective. So she got me so into it, and I changed my career. I went back to school. I changed my career path. I did all sorts of things, and I went into the engineering direction, and all because I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
I mean, my family was full of engineers, but they were like civil engineers. They build buildings, and I was like, holy cow, I never knew this existed. This is fun, and it was really interesting to me. So I'm just keeping up your mind open to things and not be pigeonholed.
And knowing that your interests are going to change.
Word.
Like when you're
Yes.
graduating, when you're 20 and 21, between that and 25 and 30 and 35, like, and think about industries. There was no podcasting when we left.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you went into broadcast journalism.
Right.
And if you weren't a broadcast journalism major, you couldn't do anything like this. And now people just plug in and order a mic, and they speak, and that's
people listen.
People listen. So yeah, don't be afraid to change. I would encourage my kids. I mean, like,
Your kids or you?
Yeah, we're talking about y'all.
Right, but I now looking back isn't lesson learned that I can.
No, nobody's saying you can't pass it on, but we're just saying, what would you tell
That's
you
what I would
because
tell
you
me.
know
I
you?
would have told me to stay. My parents did not encourage me to leave home. I went to school in Pittsburgh and moved home, and then went for my master's at American, and I lived at home for like 6 months, and I was itching to get out of the house.
Everybody does that.
Right, but you know what? Lisa, stay at home, save your money.
Yeah,
buy a property.
I am amazed at the kids who work for me who still live at home, because I'm like,
now they have no choice. We had a choice, actually. I think for economy reasons, and we made a little bit, more.
I had no choice.
Life was a little bit easier for us to move out. These kids don't have a choice. They're too in debt. And
so do you think that we're again talking about telling ourselves, but do you think lessons learned from what people our age and people older than us ages are telling their kids, is that why millennials change jobs so much? You think? Like, they're not afraid to change careers. They're not afraid to do different things.
That
you think it's because their parents...
You mean that whole adage of, don't change jobs because it'll look like you're not because I still look for that in resumes.
Right.
How many times do you... Consistency.
But now they're not afraid, and they don't stay, and you think it's
they
because
don't
their
have
parents
fear.
are telling them?
I think it's a combination of everything. Their parents have given them information and said, hey, I chose wrong here. Let's do that there. Maybe they're less, as stringent as possibly our parents were. But more than that, I think they can see so much. Technology is at their fingertips. They can see that there's opportunity. They can, see that there's a trend to move over here.
And for as often as technology changes, these kids
change with it.
Have different opportunities.
Yeah. So I don't think that it's necessarily just what their parents said, because the parents didn't live through this era. It's also just the way that the world is moving that tells them, I don't have to just do this.
Right.
I mean, I think that kind of goes to one of the things I would say to myself is, because I was very focused. I was, I was on my own at 19, and I paid for my own college. I worked 3 jobs. I worked very hard. I was very career focused. I was very trying to make myself succeed, and I gave up a lot to do it. And I would say to myself, just take a break.
Fun.
Go have some fun. Go have adventure. Go take a semester off and go.
So your advice is the
even
same.
if it's for it, you know, I mean, of course, money was always a big thing for me, but you can drive your car down to a beach and just have fun and not be afraid to go by yourself and, you know, just have fun.
Yeah.
And
so you
that
both
was
are the similar.
somewhat.
Live.
We were very focused, and I see kids now doing that. Not all kids. I mean, some kids are definitely still very focused. But
I think there's a fine line. Like, you need to do more of the fun, but I think there's a tipping point too, where it's like
too much.
You go off and it's all fun, and then you don't come back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
And that's, I think, why I would tell my younger self too to have more fun, but it's like I look back at college, I had a lot of fun. Maybe in high school I would have told myself to have more fun, because I think I saved my fun for college. I was a little too reserved and worried about maybe getting into college. I had fun in high school too,
Well,
but I would have
think that I had
don't know.
fun locally.
Yeah.
Like with people and I came from a small town, so I mean, locally, I think I had fun, but I didn't branch out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was 30 that I moved to DC, and I'd never moved away from home before. Even when I went to college, it was an hour away from my hometown. It wasn't that far. So I feel like be open-minded and adventure, and don't be so afraid to experience stuff.
Good.
You know, that's I think the biggest thing for me.
Yep.
I would tell myself.
Are we correcting that now?
I feel so.
How? Besides this, how are you all correcting
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm not sure you guys are.
I still play it safe.
We both
And
do.
I always will. Because I think that's just who I am. I think going to Nashville for your
absolutely.
birthday and, you know, doing girls' weekends or just stuff now. I feel like I have more of a freedom now that my kids are older too. So, and I'm also doing things for me now, where before I think all my life I was always a people pleaser, which would be another thing I would probably tell myself is do things.
Fuck them.
Not just fuck them, because there is a Lisa! There is a balance between that too.
Balance. There's a balance.
We have to have balance.
It's funny, I heard that when it came out of my mouth.
Balance.
There's a balance between that and being too much of a people pleaser. But now I think it's okay to do things for me.
This podcast.
This.
Taking the time.
Yep.
I mean, we make time, we take time, we do it.
Yeah.
But I agree. Nashville is going to be a good thing and a fun thing. But I feel like we've got to.
Yeah, I
do
need you guys
more
to
of
up
it.
it.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be travel,
Travel.
because honestly, I mean, we all still have to watch our. I mean, you can't just keep spending money just to go do whatever. But who has the time to do that all the time?
I'm just
But it
trying
can
to
be
figure out
locally.
what it is, though.
It's not just traveling that's adventurous. It's just getting out of your box a little bit more. I don't think you guys are that adventurous. I'm not well, compared to you guys, yes, I'm super
But
adventurous.
Doesn't take much.
But what we did, I mean,
I
over
was
the past
on the
couple,
trapeze.
you did do the trapeze. That was pretty cool.
That's great.
You want to do trapeze?
I would do a trapeze, yeah.
We did the Ragnar races, which was totally outside.
Actually,
my
that
box.
was pretty outside your box. I forget that.
Yeah,
That fucking sucked.
Yeah.
but we did it.
It was a box that I wouldn't want to get
We
outside
did it 3
of.
times. What else? What else gets us out of our box? All right. Well, wait.
That's not the topic
Let's
today.
let us thank you. What about
No,
you?
what about you,
little
TT?
TT? What would you tell yourself?
Little baby TT.
I'm probably the opposite of you guys, unfortunately. I should have been a little bit more structured with my life and finished college and not probably moved off to LA so quickly. Or I guess even if I did move off to LA so quickly, then I should have come back and finished school. I was that person that I'm not in any box and I don't like school. But I probably should have. I should have finished. And the dream was that if I didn't become an actress, that I would have become a lawyer. So I would tell myself, okay, just give yourself the time. Is it something that you love? No, just finish it.
that funny? It's like
because I'm
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm opposite of you guys in that way. I am the one that will go off on a trip all by herself and move across the country by herself.
But the thing about it is you could always finish school. You don't have to finish it at a university. You could finish it at a community college.
Sure.
You could take now online classes to finish. And that's the difference.
At many schools.
That's the difference is that
we have that luxury.
we can't go back to being single without kids.
Right.
No.
To traveling the world, to getting in a car and driving by ourselves. We can't go back. We've got to have those other things. But you had those experiences. You like did it, and that's awesome. You moved across the country to follow a passion, and you can take a class, one class a semester online. And
Lord, I'll be 85 before I finish.
But is that something you want to do now?
No.
See, I mean, at some point
let me
you
take
get
that back.
tired.
There's a part of me that does want to finish school just so that I can say that I finished it, because I really don't like not finishing things. But I just don't think I have the energy to do it. I really don't. But, I say never say never. Never say never anymore, and we'll see, down the line. But that would be what I would tell the younger me was, okay, you're having way too much fun. Reel it in a little bit. Save some more money. I should have done what my mom said and bought a house when I was 19 years old. Because I had all that money and I didn't. Yeah. I just lived and did whatever I wanted. I should have listened to my mom, bought a condo in Albany, just to have.
Right. Can you imagine if we did that?
Should have done that. I should have done. That's always been one of those things. I'm like, why the fudge didn't I listen to that woman?
I know.
One time.
And that's part of what I would love to do for my kids.
Yeah.
Is just, have that extra property just to be like, this is yours to manage.
Yeah.
This is responsibility for you. Manage it. And guess what? In 20 years, you want to sell it. Look at the cash you're going to have in your pocket. A lot of financial stuff I would have looked back and done differently.
But but what you just said sounded more like you were going to buy it for your kids.
No, now as an adult, but looking back at 20-year-old Lisa, that was making good money, and I don't even know what I was spending it on. I could have put a couple $100 away a month for a down payment and had that.
Yeah. But are you
$80,000.
saying that you want to tell your kids to do that, or you're saying you would buy a property for them to?
I'm saying I would like to buy a property, and
that's not the same.
It's not the same.
No.
At all.
I disagree with you on that.
But I'm not giving it in their name. I'm saying manage it. I listen to a lot of financial podcasts. It's like we're not.
No, I don't. I have no fault with you, of course, buying the property. I think where we went wrong and what we should have listened to our parents was that we should have had it.
Absolutely.
We should have had to earn it.
I look back at my parents and my parents versus my husband's parents. My husband's father bought a lot of properties and either rented them, but he always kind of had one. He could sell it, and then there's like
extra cash if he needed it,
or put it into another property. And then they had a place at the beach to go in their summers. And my parents, I feel like they could have done it, but my dad was always so reserved and just kind of held on to things. And I think my dad looks back and wishes he did it. So now I'd like to be able to, and it sounds, I don't want to entitle my kids too much. I don't want to give them too much. I want them to work, but I'd like to have a property for them to manage. It's going to be in my name, but they can learn the responsibility of having it, and then, maybe I give it to them.
Why can't they just buy their own like we were supposed to?
Or they could.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
They might live in it.
They might hate it though. They might not like investment properties as much as I do. That might not be their thing.
Might not.
Like, I don't know why I like it so much. It wasn't
we know it now. We know now. That's why.
Right.
That's why we're saying we wish we'd actually listened back then.
But
back
no one
then
was telling me that.
You said, you
Nobody
just thought about
was.
it. Oh yeah, my mom told me.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing with all this money?
When I got to be in my
Nobody was
early
telling
20s, my dad's like, you need to go buy a little house, a little fixer-upper thing. And honestly, in my hometown, it would have been very easy to buy.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I was like, Mom, I don't need to. What would I need that for? I can live here for free.
Nobody was telling me because it wasn't what my parents did.
Yeah. Well.
So that's why I think I'd like to do that for my kids, but it doesn't matter.
No, it matters. That means you're setting yourself up to get ready to do it.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, well, that's the goal then. And then you have a new life lesson for them. That's all. A new life lesson for them to learn off of.
Well, it's kind of like those, some high schools now are setting up seminars, and I was just reading about one in Kentucky where they had, well, the other kids in the school were taking their ACT tests. The seniors had some days off where they were providing them with seminar classes. Some of them were learning about relationships and when to say no. Some of them were finance ones. Some of them were, I can't even remember now. But they were all adulting classes.
Yeah.
As they should. We should have learned that.
We should have had that. And it's funny because I saw this and I remembered something that my daughter had said to me. And of course, she just hates school anyway. Yeah. But she's just like, Mom, why aren't they teaching me how to write a check? Or why aren't they teaching? Well, first of all, you don't have any money. And
people don't write checks that much anymore.
Right.
But they should have
she's
taught
like,
us
why aren't they teaching me stuff
taxes.
that's actually going to matter? And so, of course, I had to explain to her why all this other stuff matters. But, and it got me thinking. So some of the other classes were dorm room cooking, how to interact with the police, healthy relationships, physical fitness after high school, writing a resume and a cover letter.
These should be mandatory classes, nationwide.
Basics of checkings and savings. Why it's not. This one was a good one. Why it's not worth the T-shirt to fill out the credit card application.
Yes. Oh,
that
that's good.
one I saw it and I was like, smart.
That is so smart.
I wish those things were around when I was a kid.
Sure. Well, what's crazy is that they aren't so prevalent now.
I think
that makes no sense.
Every high school should have
they
that.
should have to take this. It's not an elective, it's a must.
Well, it was funny because they said that they had electives, but most of the kids were trying to just finish out the classes that they had to take.
Yeah, this should not be an elective.
So they changed it to seminars that everybody could sign up for.
No, it should be a must.
I agree, but this was their solution in this particular high school.
I mean, I'm happy that they're giving them something, but this should be just as much as you're going to learn about history.
Oh, it should be a
This
requirement.
should be a requirement.
I think that Florida just did that.
Did they really?
Finance class a requirement.
Oh, it
should be. Absolutely.
I was trying to look for this thing that we sent our accountant, who's a friend of ours, and it said something about. I'm not even going to try and tell you. I'm going to find it, but. We study all these stupid subjects that we're never going to use again.
Absolutely.
Ever. And then the math teachers always joke, when we were kids, you're never going to have a calculator with you all the time. Oh, guess what?
We have a calculator all the time.
Guess what else? I don't need an encyclopedia. I can look up anything I want, but I can't manage my money. Yeah. I don't know what's tax.
I don't
what happens
know what
taxes.
Interest is.
How do you fill out your W-2 form?
Ooh, yes.
We were just talking about that yesterday.
How do you fill out your W-2 form?
Right? It is not logical.
It's not logical. 0, 1, I don't even know. Tomorrow, what am I going to fill out? Who knows?
Yeah.
Yes, that's life. It's life lessons.
But isn't that sad that we're talking about this topic of what would we tell us, and it's like financial?
Because
a lot
it's
of
huge.
it is.
It is huge.
It's huge. Without the foundation there, look what happens to us.
True.
And we don't always get it. And I go through so much money in my life that why did I do that?
So where did it all go?
What the hell was I thinking when I could have done this, and this?
Right. If I could have done 3 little things in my early 20s, they could have set me up.
Yeah. But we think, oh my gosh, we have so much time.
I think it takes so much more to buy a property, and it really doesn't have to.
Yeah. First-time home buyers. Why don't they teach us about those things?
Yep. It's a lot to know.
It is a lot to know, but if they gave these kids the tips and wait a minute, if I ask this question, or, just put a nugget in their head. So even if it's not until 10 years that they use it. Oh, but wait a minute. Don't you remember there's a first-time home buyers?
Yeah.
There's a first-time home buyers. Oh, I get a tax credit.
Yep.
Then, it sparks something. Those kinds of things would sit with you. So younger selves.
And there's also, for people who go into the military, when you come out of the military or when you're in the military, there's all sorts of loan opportunities
VA
and
loans,
stuff like
absolutely.
that.
But something else that I don't know, we probably talked about it before, that pisses me off? Athletes, they don't know what the fuck to do with their money.
Yeah.
They basically slid through high school in the first place. Many of them don't finish college on top of that, and they don't have to do anything. The grades are given to them. And these guys are getting taken for granted left and right. It should be
a requirement of all these professional sport team owners and clubs to make those
They
new
have those
kids
things.
to go through with
They
them.
apparently have financial advisors and classes and courses and all that
but
shit.
they're not mandatory.
What? Maybe not even just mandatory. Are they really looking out for me, or are they just trying to get more money out of me?
Well,
Right.
there's
You know,
really that.
Some
So
of
if you-
those are very...
Yeah, they're sketchy. So, but if you
They're
taught
salesy.
them, guess what? Before you sign this contract, here's what we've got to do. We've got to instill this,
Yeah.
this, and this.
I guess that's kind of more what I meant.
Yeah,
is-
before you even can sign this.
Yeah.
Yep, I want to pick you up, but before you can even sign this, you've got to take these courses. They don't care about them.
Mm-hmm.
They're just making their money. They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, it's sad, especially because so many of them are African Americans that came from nothing.
That came from nothing. So all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I have all this stuff, and I can have things that I never had before, or I can provide for my mom. I can, do all these things. So they're spending their money left and right.
Water.
Sometimes frivolously, but sometimes to help their family, to help
Oh,
their
sure.
whatever.
Helping
but
their
it's
friends
still
and-
spending outside of
And they
maybe
just don't
what
know.
they should.
But they just, their family couldn't have taught them anything better.
Right.
They didn't know because they didn't have.
Or maybe they did teach them with what their means were.
Maybe, yeah.
But now
My
they
means
have a lot
increased.
more means.
Yeah.
So the rules don't apply.
I follow a wife of a baseball player on Instagram. He used to play for the Orioles, and she recently posted something that said, it is not my job to pick up dinner all the time. She said, yes, my husband makes a good amount of money, but that money has to last us for the rest of our lives.
They don't
Heaven
get
forbid
retirement.
he gets hurt.
And she said, do you understand how expensive it is to move your family around the country 3 or 4 times a year? And she said, we have to save for, he might work for another 10 years,
But
but,
he might
then
not.
what?
But he might not.
So
Yeah,
this
no.
is not,
There's no retirement funds for those
this
people.
is not my, okay, I found the thing. It said, I'm glad I learned about parallelograms in high school math instead of how to do my taxes. It comes in so handy during parallelogram season.
I love parallelogram season. It's my most favorite time of the year.
Yeah.
Those freaking parallelograms. Oh well. Good advice for our younger selves. Too bad they can't hear us.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless there's an
I
alternate.
think the one last thing I think I would tell myself is stop caring so much what people think of me.
Yup.
Because I still now battle that. And I think it's because of years of caring. And I mean, it's okay to care what people think, but not to a detriment, I think.
Yeah.
And you
so many
look
kids
back
do.
and you think none of that shit matters.
That's it.
I stress
It wasn't until my
about
40s that I think
my
that I started.
jeans. I remember
Your jeans.
my jeans because it was like overnight. The way people wore their jeans changed, and it was like you weren't folding them anymore. You were not. There was no fold, and I remember vividly stressing out because I was like, I don't like how I look with them not folded. That's how we've always done it, and
Right.
now we're not doing it. And what are people going to think, and what are people going to say? And I was like, that's such stupid shit. Nobody, except for me right now, is going to remember.
That's not true though, because you weren't the only. You weren't the only one that was feeling that way. We were all doing it in our own way. Like, fuck, what do I wear here? What do I do
Right.
there?
Yep.
Even the most confident of us that seemed confident, we were all still worried about it.
And that's a good thing to tell our old self. is
Yes.
even that person
Yes,
was fretting
that
over
is-
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
We were
And-
all worried about it.
I told you what my daughter said about
Oh, right.
the iPhone. We've been struggling with responsibility, and she's going to middle school next year. And I was like, you are not getting this if you are not putting your dishes in the dishwasher. Like,
Yeah.
one has to lead to the other. You will get the $40 flip phone. And she goes, if you want me to be bullied. It's like, and we were like, oh, you're so privileged. Like,
Right.
you have,
It's
how
hilarious.
ridiculous. And how about the kids who have no phones? They would love to have that flip phone. And really, you think people are looking at your flip phone? And you know what? Having this conversation, they might be.
They
but,
might be.
Totally are. But
but you know what? Put your dishes in the dishwasher.
do what you got to do for it. Otherwise, yeah, I guess you're going to get bullied today.
That's what I said to her. Sucks to be bullied, doesn't
Guess
it?
you're going to get bullied.
It also sucks for me to put your dishes in the dishwasher.
We'll have to talk about that later. But we were all concerned about it. I think you two are just, along with so many others, you guys are just so anxious and so, I don't want to use the word high strung, but yeah.
But that.
Yeah, you guys are just so on eggshells, whether it was because you were trying to achieve whatever it was that you thought that you had this timetable to
Yep.
get to. But that is why you two are a little bit extra crazy in a
But
good
I
way.
also love what you said about telling my little self that the
That's why we were worried too.
popular girl
Yeah.
was also anxious and worried and
Yes.
nervous, and she had problems in her life.
That's
Yeah.
it. We were, just because we, and I say this because I was on the popular side of things, but so that's what I'm saying. I was like, because I was talking in my first person. Just because we didn't mean that we weren't anxious and concerned. We just showed it, and we didn't show it, actually.
Right.
We were just arrogant enough to act like it didn't happen and kept it moving. But I don't think I ever really worried too much, but I had to. In high school, I had to. In college, I never wore the same thing twice. I just wanted that. That is who I'm going to be.
Did you just hear my eye roll through the microphone?
I heard it and I saw it and it was loud.
Yeah, I never wore the same thing twice. And
But the thing is yeah, never mind.
No, say it.
No, it's
where we
just-
say it.
It's just stuff like that, that makes people like me who had to wear their same clothes over and over again, So those types of things, and it's not anything.
No.
It's like, those things that people see as they're growing up, they're like, I don't have. It's like I feel like I don't have what they have, and maybe I'm not good enough. And
my family was not wealthy. We were not
No,
well off
I was just
by
gonna say
any
not at
means.
all.
I worked my ass
Yeah.
off, and that was my, instead of
that
saving
was
that
what
money
you did.
to
Yeah.
buy that condo that I should have bought,
Right.
I made sure that I
That
had
was
a
your guilty
fantastic
pleasure.
wardrobe.
Absolutely. My husband, we joke because before he met me, he bought $300 jeans. Like, what kind of man needs a $300 pair of jeans? But he did that a lot in different places and spent money like that. And it's different now. He's like, oh, I don't have to buy 300. It's
Well,
just
now
like,
we're old, and you
But
have kids
also,
now.
but also, people don't care now. People care. You care when you're younger because you're trying to keep up with
Yeah.
each other, and you're trying to
I think people still do that today, though. But yeah, I hear you.
people do it in different ways.
in different
Yeah,
ways.
yeah, it's just different.
Cars
and houses,
houses,
and what their
vacations,
kids are
Bigger.
wearing.
It's bigger now.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Yeah.
I think it still happens for sure. But well.
It happens, but you also don't let it bother you as much. Like maybe you let it motivate you, where before it would have crushed you.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and you also can't. You got too many other things.
Or you have to remember. Well, it may feel like, oh God, I can't believe they have that, and I don't. Do you really want that?
Right.
No.
Right.
And it's that reminding yourself that's not one of your goals. That's not one of the things that's important. This may be, and maybe I'll keep up with the Joneses in this way, but I don't care
That's
about
not
my car,
Yeah.
whatever. It gets me from A to B, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Or like sitting home on a Friday night is now something I treasure, where
Mhm.
I don't feel like I've got to go out and be out. And
Word.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh yeah, my couch.
Yeah,
Being home alone is the best thing in the world.
it really is.
It's a horrible thing for a single person to say, but I love when I could just sit on my couch and do absolutely
Yeah.
nothing, no makeup, my boobs are out, and
Yep.
I can wear my
Your
outfit.
boobs are out now.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, I'm home alone.
So a friend of ours, Katie, she sent this to me yesterday, and it was like a definition in the dictionary. It said JOMO, Jomo, noun, joy of missing out,
Yes.
feeling content with staying in and disconnecting as a form of self-care. Antonym, FOMO.
Did she write that in response to you telling her she has to come to Nashville?
No.
Okay, good.
No. This is a conversation that she and I, because we were talking about getting together this weekend.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, if we plan it, it won't happen.
Right.
So let's just see if it happens organically. Because we're like, because sometimes it's just so nice just to stay home and do nothing.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why she sent it to me. Because this past week we were talking about that.
Yeah. Well, how we feel like we did okay on that?
It was all right, girls. Just let our listeners know we're still doing our squat challenge this month, so I hope you guys are getting in your 100 squats a day.
Do you want to do a video to show them how to do it?
I think you already got one of those weeks ago, biatch. We are still grinding.
Grounding.
We're still kicking those out. I started like almost 2 weeks
You
before.
started with one of our
Hot
Insta
minimal
family.
what? No.
So I hope you guys are getting your 100 squats in, and it should be getting easier. I do 50 in the morning and 50 in the evening, and my knees pop all over the place, but in the evening they usually don't.
And
so.
sometimes she does extras when we do a squat wad.
Yeah. Sometimes there's extras throughout the day, but
or she uses the wad as her.
Sometimes that works too. Mm-hmm. Depends on how I'm feeling. So I hope you guys are all getting them in and enjoying them with us as we are enjoying them, and we count them. You know, if we have a heavy wad day, then we're counting those squats.
Amen.
But if we don't have crazy wads, then we're doing our 100 whenever we want to. I guess, you know, everybody splits it up however you need to. Mm-hmm. But we are taking 2 weeks off. So we'll be playing some of our favorite stuff.
At least one, maybe two. We haven't decided because of spring break.
Oh, okay.
Where it falls.
I thought it was definitely going to be a 2. All right. So
definitely the week of the 15th we're taking off.
Yeah, I don't think we're going
to. And then we'll see if we can get together for the next week. If not, then you guys get two
of our classic episodes will be coming back, and listen to them, especially if you've never listened to them before. But if you've listened to them before, listen to them again. I mean, why not? You get to hear us
over and over.
Yeah.
And
that's where that's our little bit of housekeeping, squats, and a little spring bake. We're gonna take a little spring vacation here, and we will see you guys on the flip side, or on Instagram, or on Facebook, or Twitter, or come and see us at our Deadlifts and Drinks shop.
Thank you for being a
Thanks for being a bitch.
That's you. Oh, these two.
Thank you for being a bitch.
You traveled down the road and back again.
And back again, you Mitch.
Your heart is so damn true.
You're a pal
and a confidant. And if we throw a party, I invite anybody and everybody.
Oh, are you guys looking at me?
Yeah, because you're going to say that line.
I know, that's what I was sitting there going, am I going to say
you would see the biggest
dick would be from me.
And the tag attached would say,
thank you for being a friend.
Happy birthday.
Those poor ladies are rolling over in their graves.
Bet is our friend. She's not rolling.